this is Victor. I'm here with a new background video, and this time we are going to talk about the Harlequins, the Elder Harlequins. So these are subdivision inside of the Elders. The Harlequins are the most specialist Elders to move into the Black Way. Okay, so normally they don't have spaceships, and they move through the galaxy through the Black Way, and they are really the masters in that net. That is also a maze or labyrinth. And in the middle of the Black Way, they are protecting the Black Library. Okay, it's a library with where you can find the most ancient knowledge of the galaxy, and this normally is protected by the Harlequins. Okay, so they are quite special. They are aligning force, or aligning attack force. So normally they just they appear, they do the attack, and they disappear as fast as they have appeared. So they are really infantry based, but they have some very light vehicles, and they are their strategy is focused on the surprise attack. They are really super mastered. They are represented. They are super agile, super fast, and they are mastering the close combat or the short range combat. Okay. So they are really specialized on short range combat, and they have a lot of type of trickeries, and they also have the Shadow Seers, who are their own psychers and their own leaders at the same time. Okay, so let's make a look now. This is as introduction. So as all the Elders, they suffer, as you can see, they are the ghost of the Wet Way. So they are really the Wet Way masters. Okay, they are, first of all, they are devoted to Zegorat, and I will go more onto that. So as all the Elder, they suffered the fall of the Elder, right? So they were the performers during the Imperium. So they were performing, they are like the theater performance and also the circus performance. So they were really this type of performers. And when the Empire fall, there was the Elder Empire fall, and there was only one god that survived to this cataclysm, and this was Zegorak, and he was the Laughing God. Okay, was the god of these performers. So all the Harlequins really devote to the Zegorak or the Laughing God, and thanks to that, they managed to be the ones that maybe survive the best all the fall, all this cataclysm. Okay, so they don't use the gems as the Kvagul Elders to keep the soul alive, or to keep the soul from the reach of Slaanesh. They are really venerating Zegorat, and Zegorat is protecting them. Not all the Elders know how this is working, only the Harlequins really have this knowledge, and since that moment the Harlequins have mastered all these acrobatics abilities and all their agility to really master this into the battle. Okay, so the main focus of the Harlequins, apart of protecting the Black Library, is also to fight Slaanesh. So the really ultimate goal will be to kill the Slaanesh god. I don't know if this is feasible for them, but they really are the nemesis of the chaos. They want to be the nemesis of the chaos gods. In a way, they are like the Grey Knights, but on the Elder. So they are really focused on fighting chaos, and especially on fighting Slaanesh. Okay. So if we see, their equipment is very special. So they really have a very specific equipment that we don't see in all the Elder, and they have other equipment that is more common. So the most special equipment they have is the close combat equipment. So they have the Harlequin Keys, the Embrace, and the Caress. Okay, so these are close combat weapons that are unique from the Harlequins. They use a technology that is like a monofilament on the Harlequin Keys, that is push inside of your body, and then you are just sliced in micro pieces. Okay, so all these technologies are based on these microfilaments, and there are different ways to dispensing, and this is why they have different weapons. Okay, but they are really Yeah, they are really very specific of the weapons. Then they have the shuriken weapons as the normal, as the Craftworld Elders, and they also have the fusion weapons and they have then the Neudordisruptors, is another pistol that is very specific from this Elder. Of course, they also have power weapons and some other weapons that are more similar. And then they have this small prisma weapon, so they call it the prismatic common. So, but these are some of the weapons. The other characteristic of the Harlequins, all of them are wearing a mask. Okay, they all go into combat on a mask to cover their face, and they are normally these masks are part of the dramaticae of the Harlequins. Okay, and all of them are going with a flip belt. Okay, it's a special belt that is like compensating the gravity forces that allows them to move faster, allows them to move through very difficult terrain, and allows them to escalate, climb walls, and really do all these acrobatics. In part is thanks to all these flip belts that they are having, and they also thanks to, and then the last part that is not listed here is the holosuite. The holosuite is a type of protection that the Harlequins have that is projecting their image. So when they move, you can see that they are projecting at the back the same image of themselves. So this makes more difficult for the opponent to shoot at them. So it's really, when they move, you can see myriad of colors around them, what makes very difficult for the opponent to know where is their exact position. They will be this is why the protection. So they don't really have an armor to protect them from the shooting. The armor is very low. What they have is this type of holosuite that is making their silhouette more difficult to identify during the combat, so making very difficult for the opponent to shoot at them. Okay, they are scattered all over the galaxy, and as I said, they use the web way to appear where they need to appear, where they want to appear. Okay, well, here we have as well the Craftworld, so they are really, and they are really interacting with all the Eldari factions. Okay, they are interact a lot with they interact with the Drukhari, and they interact with the Craftworld Elders, so they don't have problems. They are like the neutral part of the Eldari, but the only thing is that they will fight any opponent. They are also, they can also fight next to the Inari. Okay, so it's the faction that for me is like the glue between all the different Elder factions in a way, because their main focus is to fight Slaanesh and to fight the chaos and to try to bring back the glory of the Elder, and for that they will be allied with any of the other Elder factions. As I said, they are protector of the Black Library, and they will they have fought a lot against Ahriman, who is said that managed to reach the Black Library, but so they will be always fighting to protect the Black Library. Represents a nexus somewhere in the Wet Way, not really well known for anybody except the Elders, and especially the Harlequins, and it's normally protected by the Harlequins and as well for the Phoenix Lords. Okay, how the Elders are organized. So the Harlequins are organized in masks. Okay, and these masks are subdivided in three groups normally. Okay, so first you have what is called, you can see that is quite fuzzy, the organization. So this is the natural, this is the nature of the Harlequins. So they appear to be disorganized in a way, right? They are a little bit, they have this type of the organized way of fighting, but although they are at the end is not two, it's just a mirage. Okay, so normally they will be led by a troop master, and then together with the troop master you will find a shadow seer and a death jester, and each mask will have three groups of troops. They will have the light, the twilight, and the darkness, I think it's called. The light, the twilight, and the dark. Okay, so they are the three how it's called, subdivisions of sight, okay? Depending how they will perform, they will have a slightly different roles. And then as support, all masks will have sky weavers, that is the jetbacks, and they have as well the void weaver. The void weaver is really the only shooting vehicle, and then it's not here, but the troops will use star weavers as a transport. So these are small transports, very fast, all is gravitational, anti-gravitational technology, and all are light and fragile vehicles that they really they are based so they are protected by this type of holosuites and all this type of holographic visions of themselves. And then you have a very special guy in the mask, that is the solitaire. The solitaire is a fighter that will act alone on the battlefield. So normally it's going to be the most masterful Harlequin in the close combat. He's going to be fast, okay, even fast for the Harlequins. He will be able to boost himself in the combat, and he will normally act alone, and his main role is going to be most of the time to try to kill, to assassinate the headquarters of the opponents, all the opponent leaders. He's playing here is when they do the representation, because the Harlequins also a part of fighting. They also do the theater representation of the fall of the gods, of the fall of the elder. When they do the representation, the solitaire, it's supposed to represent Slanesh. So this is why it's keep a part of the mask most of the time, because he's representing Slanesh inside of the elder. So he's like the bad guy, although he's the most masterful warrior of the mask normally, okay? Normally most masterful than the troop, even the troop master. The Death Jester is a guy specialized in sniping, so it's really distance shooting. So most of his objectives will try to create havoc with the shooting, give support to the troops while they are approaching into the close combat, and from time to time, if he has opportunity, also to try to kill, to snipe opponents. So these two guys, the Death Jester and the Solitaires, are making the role of assassins inside of the Harlequins. Okay, the True Master is the leader of all the mask. You can have more than, and then you have the Shadow Seer, who is the seer. He is the psyker of the mask. Okay. We also have different ways, different paths, or different masks. Okay, and depending on and different, we'll say like different subfactions inside of the Harlequins. So we have one of the most famous one is the Midnight Sorrow, is the one that was fighting next to the Eldad Ulthvan in one of the campaigns. But then you have the Veiled Path, the Frozen Stars, the Dreaming Shadow, the Soaring Sprite, and the Silent Road. Okay, so these are the main ones, and then you will have you can have some secondary more. So I will not go into detail on all these ones. Okay, and I will not go. So here I just explained what I wanted to say. So as I say, this is for me the main representation of the Harlequins. So them fighting against Slanesh. So they really want to fight Slanesh, and this guy here in the middle, he is the Death Jester. Okay, the Jester, some of them have the Solitaire. So they have done, some of the Solitaires really had the one-to-one fight against the mask. And I think for that, this is all. So then later on we can maybe in the future go into more in depth into the some of the characters and some of the different units on the Harlequins. Is one of my maybe is one of my favorite factions. Although I'm not loving too much Elder, I think Harlequins are really very integrating. I think it's one of my my favorite factions. So here you, especially for painting, is also very interesting to do all these Harlequin or diamond patterns. So this is, you can see here the representation of the True Master. This is what the Shadow Seer will look like. All of them will wear a mask, and the most different mask is the one that you see in the Shadow Seer, that normally is like a mirror mask. Okay, so it's really a faceless mask. All the other ones will have this type of skull looking. Some of them can have half faceless masks. Okay, the Shadow Sim will also have a special equipment, so he will go with this stuff. Okay, they will have, and then he will have a hallucinogen grenade launcher, also very specific from the Shadow Sim. The Death Jester will have his own special catapult cannon that with a special ammunition, and as I said, he's a sniper. He's the specialist sniper of them. The Solitaire. So this is the image of the Solitaire, and here we see the image of the Skyweaver. So these are the jet bikes. The jet bikes of the Eldar, of the Harlequin. Sorry, they have a pilot, and then they have another guy that goes with the pilot. That is mainly these jet bikes are going more into. They have a mixture of shooting and a close combat abilities. Okay, so again, to support the troops and to be able to go into the close combat if needed. And then we have the Skyweavers, small vehicles, transport vehicles, and the Void Weavers will be the support vehicles they have. As you can see, all are quite small vehicles, very similar to the Venoms from the Dvukari in a way. Okay, we can make a look just to the pictures, so you can see as well, have idea of what are the type of units. You can see these vehicles are quite small. And here you can see other colors and other configurations for the Harlequins. Okay, so that's all what I want to cover on this background. I just want to give top line view of what are the Harlequins. So they are specialized, as I said, on lightning attacks. In a way, they can be similar to the Dvukari, but they are even more into the close combat. So they are really specialized into the close combat units, and the main characteristic is they are the masters of the webway. They control the webway, they know all the segments of the webway, and they protecting the Black Library. And their god is the only surviving god, or was the only surviving god. Now with the Inari this is changing, but before Inari, Zegorak was only the only god of Eldar from the old times that is surviving. Okay, so that's all for now. Please let me know what do you think about the Harlequins. Let me know what if you like these videos. Please leave in the comments below what do you think about these videos, and as usual, thanks a lot for watching, and see you again later.